But I decided I'll probably make one more video for the night. Turn this heat off. Every time I'm on a video, I gotta turn the heat off, bro. It gets so hot. But I'm gonna make one more video for the night. It kind of correlates with the last video I made, just to kind of get people insight about shit and like a lot of shit that people don't know. So the truth about weapons in prison is everybody has this distorted reality of thinking that motherfuckers got real knives, real this, real that. Like, oh, people be hitting people with locks in there. People do, but at the same time, there's more. There's more than just that. There's more to it. And if you've never been, then you don't know. But this is the harsh reality of it. This is the brutalness of it. This is the nastiness of it. Is that you don't know until you get there how dirty this shit gets. So when you're free, you got, say, a normal knife. Its job is to swiftly cut through you. That's its job. You know what I mean? You stab a motherfucker, you put a knife in somebody, it's easy. It's going through. But the whole thing about the human body is simply not just going to let you put an object in it. It's going to try to reject it. So it's actually harder to stab somebody than what you think. Now, this is where shit gets wicked. So in prison, we don't have normal knives. We don't have shit like that. You make them. If they're not made right, it's more of an impact. It's more of a... Somebody can sharpen the shit out of a knife, but the reality of it is, it's not going to get as sharp as an actual knife manufactured in the world. And they come in all different forms, shapes, and sizes. So, say you got this guy, he's going and he's clipping off a piece of the fence, like chain link fence, clipping that off, taking it, stuffing it in his jacket or his sweatpants, going back to the dorm and sharpening it down on a raw piece of concrete. So it's a circular piece of, like a barb almost, and then they sharpen it down, and it can only get so sharp until it starts to like curl or, and then you got this guy and he's breaking plexiglass out the window and he's sharpening the plexiglass down. Or this guy goes to the kitchen and there's a metal rack. He works in the kitchen, there's a metal rack, and he breaks a piece off of that and he's sharpening it down. So it's not an actual knife. So what comes with that is people get stabbed in prison all the time. Right? But it's not like how you think. They're hitting it with you, right? But it's not going in you. So like people, like the reason why people get stabbed so many times in prison is because they're trying to get you together. And it's not going in. So it's just like, and they keep getting you with it. And then like a couple of them will get you good, But the thing that comes with that is a lot of people don't die in prison from getting stabbed. Because it's more of you end up getting an infection or you're just getting butchered. So it's not like a clean, swift stab. You're getting butchered. Bam, bam, like hamburger meat. And then depending on the knife that they got or what they made, you never know what the wound is that's going to come with it. Instead of just getting stabbed by a pocket knife, a switchblade, something like that, kitchen knife. You know what's coming with it, like, oh shit, But in prison, it's more like, bam, 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 bam. They're trying to get you in the neck, the face, everything. And then a couple of them, they won't puncture. They'll just cause a bruise. But other blows will get your face ripped off a little bit or you're getting poked up. And if it's made really good, so there's different terminologies for it. There's hawks. A hawk is a big one. Usually, they make hawks out of like lawnmower blades or like big pieces of steel. And those, if they're thin enough, they can get them real sharp and it's like a sword. And they can put it in you deep. They can stab you only a couple times and it's over with. And then there's bangers. So bangers is basically like, it's like a little, like a fixed blade kind of about that big. And and that usually gets the job done. Bangers, they'll fuck you up bad, probably kill you if it hits you in the right spots. There's pokers, which is not even like, so the definition of a poker is it's a get back tool. It's not meant to kill you or mortally wound you or do any significant damage. It's more to scare you and get you back. A poker is to, instead of fighting, a poker is meant to, like, motherfuckers get to fighting and bam, 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 they pull a poker out and and you're gonna feel it. It's like bee stings. You know, I got stabbed in my armpit by a poker, and it hurts. It does. It'll make you back up and like, God damn, what the fuck was that? So there's hawks, bangers, pokers, get backs, same thing as a poker, slicers. You could take, so you could order on a kiosk, you could order razors to shave, and they don't keep you keep your razor. In prison, it's different than jail. You can keep your razor, and they don't come and be like, let me get the razor back, let me get the razor back. You literally keep it till it gets dull, you just throw it away. So people can bust them down, and this is actually used also to do different things like make tools or like cut dope with and shit like that. So you could break the razor down, single blade razor, take the razor out, and I've known people to do this. This is slicers, and this will fuck you up. It won't kill you usually, but it will fuck you up. You take a plastic toothbrush, like your state toothbrush, and you pull the brisks out, like where you brush your teeth with. You pull them out, so you got the little square piece on top where the brush is supposed to be where you brush your teeth. You take all the brisk and the bristles out, and then you start a flame. You get it hot, so it's plastic. It's melting. Then you take you take the razor and you hurry up and stick it to it and press down on it, and you hold it there. It gets stuck. Then you wrap string around it to keep it in place more. That's used for slice your face up. You know, I knew a guy, he got fucked up like from the back of his ear, from behind his ear, through his ear, all across here to like his mouth, and cut his lip too. He was sleeping in his rack. This guy was scared of some people. He wanted out of the pod, the dorm or whatever, and he didn't want to go into the police like, I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. He didn't want to look like a hoe, even though he was. He goes, and he has a slicer on the toothbrush with the razor, walks in his cell. His cellie is laying on the rack like this, asleep. He goes up to check out. He goes up and he slices him. He's like this, slicing him, bam, all the way down to here. Slices his face wide open, razor blade. The guy wakes up, he's like, oh, fuck, and he's holding his face, blood squirting. He's like, what the fuck? And the dude runs out the cell, and he starts yelling to the CO, I just cut my cellie, this and that, and he's crashing out and acting a fool. And everybody's like, what the fuck just happened? The CO calls up backup, and they come up there to take him out. He just wanted to check out the pod, so he sliced his face open. So that's a slicer. And he keeps saying my phone's gonna die. I don't know why. But also, like, okay, when it comes to things that you hit people with, you can hit people with all sorts of shit. You can hit people with things of soap. You put it in a sock or something, which that don't hurt that bad. It does kind of, but it doesn't do that much damage. You could take a lock. So if you're in a prison that has a lock box and the chain is strapped to the box, like for the lock, you can saw out the plastic and get that out, but you'll have the chain strapped to it still. You could put that in. It's not really safe to put it in a sock because the sock will bust and the lock will go flying. So what you want to do is you want to put it in a shirt, wrap it up real tight, tie a knot in it, put it in like a laundry bag, you know, like laundry bags that got holes in it. Tie that up, and then a sock, and then do a knot, and then tie a string to it, and wrap a string around your wrist. So you got this like David and Goliath thing, and it about hanging like that, and you run up on somebody and you beat them with it, bam, bam. Um, Another thing is there's fan motors. People used fan motors. Like they disassemble a fan, like a regular like a metal fan. Uh, they disassemble it, take the motor out, and they wrap that up, and they'll hit people with that too. Another thing like loose bricks. If you're in a fucked up prison, you can find loose bricks on the ground, like going outside, walking to chow, or walking to rec, or going to get your commissary. You can find chunks of brick laying on the side of the sidewalk or something. You just pick it up, hurry up, stuff it, take it in there, wrap that up, and fuck somebody up with it. I've seen that happen to a guy. I feel bad for him because he didn't deserve it. This dude was tweaking out on drugs, and he was close to his rack, and the dude was trying to go to sleep because he worked in the kitchen. And he got up, he was like, dude, get the fuck away from my area, get away from my bunk. And the guy was just like, you getting tough with me, you getting tough with me. And he's just like, nah, I just don't know what you're on. Like, you're close to my bunk. Like, please exit my area, man, before shit gets nasty, before me and you start bumping. Later on that night, a few hours goes by, and the dude comes back. He was in the wrong. He comes back, and he has a chunk of a brick. And lights were out. It was supposed to be bedtime, but people still roam around, do drugs, and get into bullshit. He comes up, and the dude's sleeping with his t-shirt wrapped around his eyes to block out all light, and he's just laying there in his rack. And he comes up, and he, bam, hits him in his face. I saw the whole thing. Hits him in his face, split his face open from his eyebrow all the way. His nose was completely busted open. You could see his bone. He was spitting teeth out. Blood was everywhere. It was disgusting, and it wasn't necessary. I don't think he deserved that. But that happened with a chunk of brick. Another one, I saw the guy on your lockbox, how you got the padlock on it, how I was telling you in the old video. So you got the tote, and on top of it, you got the square steel piece with the hole in it to put the chain in, and then on the box is a loop to put the padlock in. Well, the actual tote is plastic. It's hard plastic. I saw a guy, he sawed around it and got the metal piece out. And he took the metal piece and he sharpened it forever. He took days doing it, but he was dedicated. And he was sharpening it down, so you got this square piece like this. And he was, people keep walking by. I hate this area, but he was, sharpening it down, so it was like a square piece like this, steel. And he sharpened one side down, almost like the head of a hatchet. And then he strapped like a pole to it, like a metal pole or something that he found somewhere. Somehow he strapped it to it. And this one kid, he wasn't affiliated with nobody. He was a neutron. And he sold somebody a knife that ended up got used in a stabbing. And the guy that had the hatchet, he didn't like that. So he pulled up on the kid and he said, you're the one that sold him that knife. And he was like, yeah, bro, I didn't mean, like, I didn't know that he was going to do that. And he hit him. Bam! Hit him on top of his head with the hatchet. Split his head wide open. Didn't kill him, but it split his head wide open deep. He had to go to the infirmary. And blood just immediately. I watched that. It was disgusting too. Like, it was just, like, it was horrific, and I'm just like, damn. I'm like, what the fuck? So that's the harsh reality of weapons in prison, man. It's not like weapons we have in here in the world. You shoot somebody, boom, knock them down, blow them down, clean shit, a knife, clean cut. It's nothing like that. In prison, you work with what you got, and the harsh reality of it is you're going to get fucked up, you're going to get butchered, you're going to get hamburgered. You won't necessarily die, but I've seen a lot of people that got fucked up by weapons in prison, and they came out not looking the same no more, And people get infections, all sorts of shit, because you got rust, you got steel that ain't been cleaned in forever, and people are sharpening on dirty grounds and shit like that. So, like, it's not how it is in the world. To me, it's more brutal, because you don't know what you're going to get. You're going to get hit with a weapon, a foreign object that was made into something to try to kill. But usually it don't kill you. It could, though. But usually it doesn't. Its job is designed to kill you, but usually that's not what happens. usually you get an infection or you just get scarred for life. So that's the harsh reality of it, man. It's fucked up. It's a fucked up, cruel world, man. When you go to prison, it's a different world. It's different. It's nothing like the world that you're used to. There's nothing like that. You go in there, bro, it's like the atmosphere is different. Everything is different. Some prisons, you can go in and you can smell blood. You can smell death. You can sense it. You can feel it. And for some reason, people in prison have this weird, it's almost like their primal instincts kick in. Their animalistic instincts kick in. And people just resort to being, like animals. Trying to survive. That's just how it is. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know why people can't just go chill. But if you go to prison, I guarantee you, you better be watching your surroundings. You better watch. You better make sure that you get you some. Oh, that's another thing. If you're a neutron, you're not affiliated, don't try to get a weapon. Don't try to get a knife. I mean, try to, but conceal it. Because if they catch you with it, people that are affiliated, Bloods, GDs, BDs, Latin Kings, Vice Lords, Four Corner Hustlers, Aryans, it don't matter. If they're affiliated and they catch you and you're not affiliated and they catch you with that, they're going to fuck you up. They're going to take it from you and they're going to beat you. They're going to stab you. They're going to hit you with shit. Try to pack you out, take all your stuff. That's just politics of prison. I mean, I don't know why that is how it is, but that's what it is, man. Because apparently neutrons and non-affiliates, they can't have weapons. They can't defend themselves because they don't politic. They don't politic in prison. Gangs politic in prison. So you got neutrons and non-affiliates that are supposed to just sit back and just let the gangs just run everything and be scared all the time. But that ain't cool. Because in the world, that's not how it works. You're in the world is different. You got gang members and people that are affiliated, usually felons. The law is on their ass about you can't have guns, but they still got them. If they get caught with them, they get violated, right? And then you got nerds or people that ain't into that life, and they got guns legally. So when you go to prison, it's the opposite. You feel me? So it's the complete opposite. So if you're not like that, you're not built like that, don't go to prison. Because they're gonna get you together. People gonna get you together. So, alright, story time over with. I'm going to sleep.